Prepare if you dare, a Halloween scare in Los Angeles. Written by Eric James, illustrated by Marina LeRae. Prepare if you dare for an LA-wide scare, a tale of pure terror to whiten your hair. A night full of sights that are best left unseen. You ready? You sure? This was my Halloween. The werewolves howled loudly, the moon shone so bright. I stayed in my bedrooms and the curtains shut tight. My heart started pounding, my knees felt so weak. But being a brave kid, I just had to peek. I pulled back the curtains, my mouth opened wide. An army of monsters all gathered outside. They staggered and stumbled and lurched down the streets with bags full of cookies and candy corn treats. Emerging from sewers and houses and stores came creatures and critters with ravenous roars. Then more came along from all over the state. They filled up the street at a dazzling rate. From Sylmar, Tarzana, and Encino too, a mountain of monsters, the motliest crew, all gathered together for one spooky night to seek out the living and give them a fright. The thunder clapped loudly with terrible booms. The witches dodged lightning and clung to their brooms. The two-headed doggies tried chasing their tails, and banshees let loose with their hideous wails. The vampires hung out on the street in their gangs and grind just to show off their purely white fangs. The mummies moaned loudly and swayed side to side, while Frankenstein stomped about town with his bride. The Venice Beach trolls flexed their abs on the sand. The skeletons sunbathed but never got tanned. The zombies took coffin lids out of their graves and used them to surf on the gnarliest waves. The ghost riders came to town, hoping to shine. Old dinosaurs fed all the Hollywood sign. And cheeky young gremlins were getting their thrills by scaring the locals in Beverly Hills. The creepies were crawling, the crazies were crazed. The Malibu zombies had eyes that were glazed. The Eagle Rock oars were ugly as sin, with big bulging noses and warts on their chin. The ghouls danced around but were lacking in soul. The gargoyles could rock and the headless could roll. Although the whole spectacle seemed to spell doom, I foolishly thought I'd be safe in my room. But then something happened that made my heart jump. From somewhere below me I heard a big thump. I froze for a moment, as quiet as a mouse. Yes, I could hear noises from inside my house. I put on my slippers and pulled on my robe. I shook like a leaf, but I don't think it showed. Then slowly but surely I crept down the stairs, preparing myself for the biggest of scares. My hands trembled. Wildly I opened the door. I still shuddered now at the horrors I saw. The stereo spat out some hideous sounds as dozens of monsters jumped madly around. The sight was horrific. It made my skin crawl. These monsters were having their Halloween ball. And right in the middle, one monster loomed tall, the hairiest, scariest monster of all. He turned around and saw me. I fell to my knees. I'm not very tasty, so don't eat me, please. He beamed ear to ear and broke free from the huddle, ran over and gave me a big monster cuddle. At last! We have found you, he said with a smile. From Moor Park to Claremont, we've looked for a while. We came here to give you your wonderful prize. He held up a trophy in front of my eyes. A prize for me? I replied with a grin. But what did I enter and how did I win? You've won first prize for the costume you were wearing. It even scares me, and I'm tip-top at scaring. This isn't a costume. I'm just dressed as me. Exactly the scariest thing you can be. A small human child with a cute button nose. Your teeth are so shiny. You've only 10 toes. No hair on your face and no horns on your head. The whites of your eyes are not glowing or red. A bone-chilling costume. A horrible sight. A worthy ensemble for Halloween night. We partied together until the moon set, a Halloween night that I will never forget. And next year I won't want to hide in my bed. The monsters won't scare me. I'll scare them instead.